The intent of the roundtable is really to get feedback, insights and ideas, not just for the 2010 budget, but really also the effectiveness of some of the budget measures that were taken in 2009. So I think we achieved that objective. We've got very good ideas today. It was a very robust discussion. We had from tax all the way to very specific incentives for industry discussed. So I believe that it is really important, because at the end of the day, the budget will land with industry. So unless industry looks and says this is going to be effective for us, it's not going to work. So we had a very good discussion today, good ideas and insights, so we will be putting most of these ideas forward.
I think the group that we have this morning represents quite a fair proportion of the business community, and that also goes beyond the business community, because we also have representatives from the voluntary welfare organization, also the SME sector and the Singapore Business Federation. So it's quite a well-represented group. So from this group, I sense that really as they looked at the 2009 budget and its impact in the economy for 2009, and the feedback has been very encouraging. What that meant was the government, the budget that they put together in 2009 is on the right track, and that was actually a step in the right direction. So in the 2010 budget, their expectation or wish list, based on what they've seen in 2009, they are confident that this government will be able to come up with a very good 2010 budget. Yeah, the focus is continue to make sure that there will be job security. That is quite important looking at 2009 as the economy is on the upturn now, but there's a sense that that upturn needs to be stabilized. So the job security aspect is one that the participants would like the government to spend some time looking into. Beyond the job security, there's also some resilient packages to help businesses, those who are already recovering. Hopefully this package will help them to continue to stimulate the economy. So those are the two aspects that I've seen coming out from this discussion. I rate it very highly, especially based on the feedback just now. They've specifically mentioned the SPUR program, the job credit program, and they've been very innovative, and these have worked well in our economy in 2009. I think that depends on the economy going forward, because the fact that the government has extended that for another 6 months is a clear signal that, given the recovery in 2009, they still have to watch the development in 2010. So the 6 months into June this year would help us to see whether there's a need to continue with that scheme. And I think the government would be very careful assessing that, and already say that given these 6 months, hopefully things will get better. And obviously if things get better, if there's no need for that, then that scheme need to be withdrawn. But having said that, if there's a need for that scheme to be continued, I believe the government will look into that. Yeah, looking at 2009, the package that was given by the government, it has worked well for Singapore. Now that we are just into the first month of 2010, with the budget on site, coming up within the next 1 or 2 months, I believe that, given this budget, it would be certainly expansionary budget that would help the economy to continue to recover. And on top of that, I think I would like to see there will be some stimulus packages, because for companies or sectors that have recovered, I think more investment need to be plowed in to help those sectors to develop further.
I'd like to see some more tax issues, dealing with tax issues around encouraging the economy and how you grow the economy and encouraging entrepreneurship. The reduction in the tax rates, I think, was a good thing last year. It was very helpful to bring it more in line and be more competitive with other countries. I think now maybe we need to have another look at the incentives and how we keep those relevant and more targeted for those industries that we really need to try and grow and encourage to develop.
Well, I don't go so far as to talking about investment. The most important thing is, number one, how do we position ourselves to ensure that we remain competitive, because the whole global situation is going through a change, so we have to watch very carefully. So I think the focus will be in what area that we are able to work together to secure growth. Number two, to make sure the market's access remain there for Singapore companies. And number three, in terms of innovations, in terms of productivity, I think this will be the main focus we are looking at and see how that is being reflected, and we will then gear up for that.